You check your bank account. The number's fine. Actually, it's good. So why does it feel like you're barely keeping your head above water? You scroll for 5 more minutes. Someone's on a boat. Someone bought a house. Now the fine number feels like nothing at all. Here's the strange part. Nearly half of young adults feel this exact way. Even the ones with solid savings. Even the ones doing objectively well. Researchers have a name for it now. It's called money dysmorphia. And once you see the mechanism, you can't unsee it. The name is borrowed on purpose. Think of body dysmorphia. A mirror shows one thing. The brain insists on another. Money dysmorphia is the financial version of that exact gap. Your bank app shows one number. Your gut insists you're behind. A recent survey asked Americans to check both at once. 43% of Gen Z said they feel this mismatch. 41% of millennials. Here's
the detail that should stop you. It's not mainly the broke ones. Some people in the study had $10,000 saved. Some had $30,000. They still felt behind. The feeling doesn't track the balance. So if it's not the math, what is it actually measuring? Your brain didn't evolve to judge money in isolation. It judges money the way it judges everything, relative to the people around you. For most of human history, the people around you meant your actual village, a few dozen humans, roughly similar lives, a workable yardstick. Now, open your phone. The people around you means everyone, every vacation, every renovation, every launch, every upgrade, curated by algorithms built to show you the most impressive version of every life. Your comparison engine is still running village-era software, but you're feeding it the highlight reel of several million people at once. It has no idea how to process that, so it just returns one
verdict: behind. There's a name for this specific glitch too: social comparison theory. We don't measure ourselves against a number. We measure ourselves against a person. And online, that person is always mid-celebration, never mid-rent payment. Nobody posts the grocery receipt. Everybody posts the boat. So your sample is rigged before you even start comparing. There's a second mechanism, and it's sneakier. Researchers call it phantom wealth. Picture a retirement account, a home's equity, stock that's vested but not sold. On paper, these are real money. You own them, but you can't see them. You can't spend them this afternoon. So your brain quietly stops counting them as real. Millennials as a group have quadrupled their net worth in the last 5 years. Most of it sits in exactly this invisible form. So the wealth is genuinely there. It's just sitting somewhere your gut can't check. Meanwhile, the checking account balance, visible, countable, checkable, gets treated as the only, a real measure of how you're doing, which means a person can be building wealth and feel poor at the exact same time. Not because they're wrong about the number, because the number was never the whole picture. One more piece completes the picture. Younger adults get hit hardest. 43% of Gen Z, 41% of millennials. Compare that to 25% of Gen X, 14% of adults over 59. That's not a coincidence. It's an exposure problem. Older generations built their sense of normal from neighbors and coworkers, a visible, boring, roughly average sample. Younger generations built theirs from a feed with no visible average at all. Every single input is a highlight. There's no boring control group left to compare against. The result is almost funny if it weren't so exhausting. Around 45% of young adults say they're obsessed with the idea of being rich. Not with a number, with a feeling, which is a target that
can never actually be hit. You can hit a savings goal, you cannot hit a vibe. So the finish line keeps moving because it was never a real finish line. Here's why this isn't just an uncomfortable feeling. 95% of people who experience money dysmorphia say it actively hurts their finances. Feeling behind pushes people two different, equally bad directions. Some freeze. Why save carefully for a race they feel they've already lost? Some do the opposite. Spend to catch up, to at least feel like the highlight reel for a night. Neither response fixes anything. Both come directly from the feeling, not the facts. And the feeling was manufactured by a comparison your brain was never built to run. You are quite possibly doing better than the panic is telling you. The panic just has terrible data. So how do you get your gut and your bank account talking to each other again? 4 moves. Quick pause. If this explains a feeling you've had, a like helps this reach someone else. The fixes. Fix 1. Count the invisible wealth. Once a quarter, write down everything. Checking, savings, retirement, equity, all of it. Not just the number you can see today, the number that's actually yours. Phantom wealth stops being phantom the moment you write it down. Fix 2. Shrink your village back down. Mute or unfollow anyone whose content is mostly, look what I bought. You're not being petty. You're recalibrating a broken instrument. Fix 3. Compare yourself to one person only. You, a year ago. Not a stranger's highlight reel, your own actual trajectory. Saved more than last year? Paid down more debt? That's the only scoreboard that's honest. Fix 4. Separate the feeling from the decision. Before any financial choice made from panic, name it out loud. This is the feeling talking. Then check the actual number before you act on the actual feeling. The gap between them is exactly the size of the distortion. Here's the reframe to walk away with. You're not bad with money. You're not behind some invisible schedule. You're a person running village-era software on a planet-sized feed. That mismatch has a name now, and a name is the first thing you can fix. Check the real number, not the vibe, the number. Then let the number, not the feed, tell you how you're actually doing. Most of the time, it's saying something kinder than you think. The next time you feel that gap open up, pause and ask what you were just looking at. 9 times out of 10, the answer is someone else's highlight reel, not your actual life, not even close to it. Your number is doing better than the panic gives it credit for. Trust the number. Subscribe for one study-backed video every week on how your brain handles money. And tell me in the comments, what's one thing about your finances that's actually going better than it feels? I read every single one.